All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build your own systems for email marketing, how you can build your system for campaign sending, for flow sending, and basically making sure that the team is working together in a coherent way where they can deliver the best results for your customers, right? So let's jump right in. So the first thing that I wanted to discuss about today is how we basically create campaign within the team, right? So the first thing that you can notice here is that we are using Asana, which is a project management tool. And within this tool, we have like a lot of different SOPs inside the agency, right? And what is important today is this one. So the email marketing campaign content planning, and eventually as well the flow content planning. So the first thing that we do inside the agency in general is just duplicate this this card, right? This project. The reason being that here it's the SOP, right? So it's like the skeleton, and we want to be able to set that up for our client. So here, for example, let's say the client is called test, right? So we would create here a project for the client and just like drag it inside, for example, here the email marketing team, right? So the project is just here. And how does that work now? So to be able to have like this process set up in the most optimal way, of course, you will need team members, right? So we have inside the agency a copywriter and a designer, right? And basically it's really easy how it's set up. So I will walk you through that. So the first thing that we have here is what we call concept and campaign validation, right? So that's where basically we'll create the first card and have the relevant information from the customer. So to do that, we also have like inside the agency a card called swipes and IDs, where basically we'll put like some flows and some campaigns, as you can see, right? So for this example, let's say we take a flash sale. So we have this card inside, and inside the card, as you can see, there is like a lot of information, right? And I will walk you through that. So the first thing that we do is just we copy here, and we go in test, go back in list, and we create a card. So let's so here there is like some templates, but yeah, I won't go through that today. But let's say it's a flash sale. All right, and I will just come inside and put the details, right? And as you can see, there is like an automation that just assigned me, so I will go through that after. So it really makes like the process super easy for you if you are with your team, right? So it's created, right? So what will happen then is that either the email marketer or the client will just fill out this information, right? So for example, when do we send that? What is the offer? How many newsletter do we need to craft for this event? The exact day and time, right? So eventually you can set that up yourself because you are testing, different times and so on. But yeah, we can also like ask the client if they have like preferences. Is there any discount? If so, like provide it. If there is no discount, what are the products already in sale, right? On sale. So that's something that you want to know as well. So can you tell us what are the product collection page involved, right? We want the call to actions as well, like just below. And we always ask if there is like anything specific that needs to be in the copy, if there is something specific that needs to be on the design, and if there is like anything else, right? So it's not here, but with some of the new cards that I've created, I also have like a team section where there is like some swipes that you can show to your team. So that way they really understand what type of, designs or, copies they can craft. So it's basically inspiration. When that's done, what will happen is that I will drag myself, because I'm the one here, for example, that is assigned to validate the first step, right? I will just take it and drag it here into copy creation, as you can see, right? And the automation, as you can see, is basically giving the task to my copywriter, and it writes a message for him so he knows, right? And then the copywriter will just come here and craft the copy based on the information, the brand guide that we have from the client, what we call the brand Bible, which is like a sheet where we ask about the avatar, we ask about some offers and hooks and unique selling proposition, social proof and things like that. So the copywriter will basically take that to craft the copy. And when it's done, so we can have like some validation here coming from the client, right? It's not necessary, but I think it really depends on the size of the clients. Like smaller clients tends to not, validate this step and want to see the last design, where bigger clients want to, follow through each steps. So when that's done, right? And for example, if the client has validated, it will write like, yeah, it's validated or something like that. And then the copywriter, it's not me anymore, right? It's the copywriter. It will assign that here. It will just put here in design creation and validation. Simple as that. And we will have the same thing, right? So it will, as you can see, the designer has been assigned message as well. So the designer will just like have a look at the copy, have a look at the informations, and craft a design that is in line with what we are trying to achieve. So here it's a flash sale, so he knows that, right? And he knows like everything regarding the copy, the call to action and everything. So he will craft generally a design, and we will like show it here first inside Asana so the client can validate it before we go into Klaviyo and we set that up. As simple as that, right? And once the designer has shown the design here in Asana, the clients, as I mentioned, will validate, and it will then create everything on Klaviyo. And when that's done, it will put it here in quality check and validation. So basically that's the last step before we start to set up the campaign. So when I receive that, or the email marketer of your team receive that, then they will basically go onto Klaviyo. They will set up the campaign, check the campaign. I mean, when I say set up, is like they will basically, start to create the campaign with the segmentation and everything, right? And that's when they will check at everything inside the email again. It's the last check, right? So the email marketer can here basically send the email to all the stakeholders, right? And at the same time schedule it. As simple as that. And once it's scheduled, basically you just put it here in the last step, which is campaign ready and scheduled. And as you can see here, there will be like another automation. So it takes a bit of time and it's marked as complete, right? And it disappears, right? And eventually, if the client has like some things that they want to change, you can see the task like this. If you click on O, and let's say, for example, they ask for a change and it's validated, you just put it back into the right stage. And the card will appear again, as you can see, and it will like send the same message as before. So the campaign has been validated, let's schedule it. But basically here, that there is like some change first. You do that on Klaviyo, show that to the stakeholders, plan it, schedule it, and you just put it back, right? And let's say, for example, the clients ask for a copy change or a design change. You just have like to drag it to the right section here, and the team will be alerted. They will check the comments and know exactly what they have to do. Now, I mentioned the stakeholders, and as you can see here, there is like a card called, like a section called client and campaigns info. So basically first you want to put the stakeholders here so everyone knows to whom we need to send the email to for validation, right? And the second thing is that there is like something called Infoback Campaigns, and each time there is like an issue that just pops because the copy wasn't in line with what the clients want, or something was wrong about the design and whatever. You just want to write it down here so your team, each time they are creating a new campaign, they know already what they have to be careful of, right? So that's basically the process that we use internally to plan a campaign from A to Z, and it's really streamlined. And I really encourage people to use this kind of system. Now there is like one last step that might be really interesting as well, is the workflows, right? So if you use Asana, and there is something really cool that you can like create automations that will help you to better manage your tasks. So as you can see, like here I created one when someone is concepting a campaign, and ask for validation and So as you can see here, when someone is trying to concept a campaign, basically the task will be assigned to me here, and it will be marked as incomplete, right? We always want to have that, because it's just in case, for example, we go to step 5 where it's marked as complete and we drag it to a section prior to the last section. We want to make sure that the task is marked as incomplete again, so the team knows that they have to work on that. So that's one thing. Then I assign that to the copywriter. So yeah, that if it's you can just like assign yourself again. But if you have like a team, you can like just assign to the right team member. Same thing, mark as incomplete, and I always write a comment so that it will show in their inbox that they have to work on this part of the project. Same thing for the designer, right? So when the card is dragged into the third section, assigned to the designer, and so on and so forth, right? And same thing for the quality check. And then for the last one, what you want to do is when it's dragged to this section, you want to mark it as complete, right? And just have like a general comment for everyone to know that, basically it's good. So that way you don't have to write each time you assign the task to someone, oh yeah, please do the task, right? It's done automatically. You don't have to assign people when you're dragging the task to the next, the next section, I'd say. Because I mean, that's something that I experienced. It can be like really messy. So here the team just like take the card and put it to the next stage, and everything is like really, really streamlined. So this is how you do for the campaigns. And to be honest, for the flows, it's really similar. The only difference is that, so I will show you, for example, let's say this one, right? The welcome series, right? So we'll just create it here, right? For flows, it would be quite similar, as I mentioned. So blank task, let's say welcome series, right? So you would put like all the information, and as you can see here, so we always like put the goal of the email, the emails, what they're supposed to do. So email 1, email 2 plus, and same thing, what's the offer, like how many emails do we need to craft for this flow, what are the different emails supposed to talk about. So email 1, email 2, email 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there any discount code? If yes, where should the call to action send the customer to, right? Put the link, and a lot of other questions, right? And as you can see here, so I have also like something for the team that I always put. It's like a drive folder where there is like some designs inside. So I will show you that. All right, so as you can see, there is like a lot of templates here that we just keep. And if we click here, there is like the welcome series that just shows, and I mean, like the team can just like go through that and really like have ideas, right? They can, for example, check this one or this one, and really get ideas of how they can craft the best template for the clients. Now, same thing, then they will need to craft the copies, and there will be like the same type of process when we take the task and drag it to the different sections with the team. So that's how we craft campaigns and flows inside the agency, and then we remove friction. I hope that this video was really insightful for you, and I wish you a great day. All right, so if you like the video, there will be a link below where you can get on a call with us, really to diagnose and see how your business is going in and see where we can help. So if you're interested, as I mentioned, click the link below and book a call with us. Okay, bye-bye.